Welcome back to the Bobcat Hockey Coaches Show on Super Talk 1270. Paul Teeple here with you, rejoined momentarily by Bobcats head coach and general manager Lane Sedevy as we take you up until the hour of 6 p.m. Bobcats on the road this weekend for two big games down in South Dakota against the Brookings Blizzard. And not only to look ahead to that, but also look back at last weekend as well as Bobcats second-year co-captain Jared Resseguie out of Arvada, Colorado. Jared, how's it going, bud?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you doing, Paul?
Not too bad at all. So let's look back at last weekend. Obviously not the results that you guys were looking for in that home-and-home with Aberdeen. What lessons do you guys take from that, and what do you kind of just throw away?
I think what we need to learn from it is we got to play through all the calls in the game because, we were on the PK, we were on the PP. It was just all over the place in both games, and I think that shows that we need to work on our special teams a little bit more and be more consistent in those areas, such as the power play, because it'll really make the difference.
What's the reaction like? You guys see Nick Alexander get kicked out of the game. How do you guys kind of battle or try and battle through that, knowing that he's a guy like you that's out there on the power play, out there on the PK, logging huge minutes? How do you guys kind of step up and try and fight through that?
It could be hard, but we have some solid guys that don't really get that time. And we've had some guys that have stepped up pretty well, and hopefully guys can continue to do that.
You were here last year. You know how hot the rivalry with Minot is, but it seemed like over the last week or so that the rivalry with Aberdeen started to catch up a little bit with Bobcats and Minot.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I just got done at the dentist, and I was telling my dentist how our main rivalry is Minot, but Aberdeen, I'm starting to kick up a little bit.
So this weekend against Brookings, you guys right now, despite the setbacks last weekend, right behind them for one of those fourth-place spots here in the Central Division. How huge are these games?
Oh, these are biggest 4 points of the year leading up to this. It could put us in a playoff spot, or it can keep us out of it. So, I think all the guys are ready for it and know how big these games are.
Do you think that everybody kind of feels that this is the biggest weekend of the year so far? Do you think that everybody's on the same page in terms of just the ramifications of that?
Yeah, definitely. And Coach always reinforces that. I think it gives us a good mindset going into the weekend, and just knowing how big these games are really help us work.
Being 40 games through the season, 2/3 of the way through now, how much are the guys starting to look at the standing and say, okay, this is what we need, this is what we want, and does scoreboard watching come into it just yet?
Yeah, personally, I watch the scoreboard all year. I look at it every weekend, but I'm pretty sure all the guys are looking at it. Just knowing that we're right there, and if we win, we're in. Simple as that.
So Brookings is the team this weekend that you see, and of the last 20 games, Brookings accounts for over a third of them. 7 out of the last 20 games are against Brookings. So what do you know about these guys? Because you're going to become even more familiar with them over the next couple months.
Yeah, they're a skilled team, young. They got a lot of speed. But I think what's worked against them is playing a physical game, a relentless forecheck, and getting pucks on net. It seems like that's been working pretty well for us. And then 2 weeks ago when we were doing that, it showed with a 9-1 win.
Now you mentioned the physical game, and that seems to, when you play the same team 2 nights in a row, it can make such a difference because this team's had mixed results on Friday night so far, 14-17 on Friday night, but 11-4 on Saturday here so far this year. How much of a difference has it made to be able to grind those teams and be able to kind of get your way going a little bit here to get their way going to kind of have them on their heels a little bit on Saturday?
Oh, it's huge. If you can get on your guys' skins right away and lead that into the following day for the next game, they don't have the desire to win as much, or it could kick it up a little bit, but either way, it'll account for a good game.
And Josh Boyko for Brookings, I mean, that game could have been a big score, too, on Saturday 2 weeks ago. He was the big factor for them. How you guys are going to try and get to him again this time?
I think we need to crash the net a little bit more, throw pucks on net like we're doing, but stop in the paint a little bit more, get some greasier goals, and hopefully we'll get some more on him.
Well, Jared, we thank you for sharing a little time with us here today. Good luck this weekend down in Brookings against the Blizzard.
All right, thanks.
That's Bobcats co-captain Jared Resseguie. Our thanks to him, and we again remind you, Bobcats on the road on Friday and Saturday, a huge 2-game set in Brookings, 7:05 puck drop both nights with 6:35 pregame coverage right here on Super Talk 1270 at supertalk1270.com and worldwide on the Radio Pub smartphone app. We now say hello to one of the newer members of the Bobcats, one of the guys that came along in the trade with the Minnesota Wilderness in early December. Joining us is second-year winger here in the NAHL, Michael Mahan. Mike, how's it going, bud?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad at all. So it's been about a month and a half, 2 months since you and Mitch came to the Bobcats from the Wilderness. How is it? How's your time been so far? First of all, here in Bismarck, Mandan, just getting to know the town a little bit.
Oh, it's been really good. Obviously, all the guys have been really good to me. They helped me out with everything, and the town's been really cool so far. So, a little too cold for me, though.
Well, it's I'm from Ohio, and it's too cold for me. You're from Arizona. I can only imagine.
Yeah.
So this past week, we were just talking to Jared Resseguie a minute ago. Obviously not the results that you guys would have hoped for a couple of games against the team that you're right there in the standings with in Aberdeen. So what do you take from this weekend, and what do you kind of set aside and say, forget about that?
I think in both games we played pretty hard. Obviously, we didn't get the results we wanted. And I think maybe our special teams were clicking like we're used to. So I think we just keep working, special teams step up, and I think we'll be good.
Lots of injuries going around. Some suspensions have been floating around the team as well over the last few weeks. How do you guys kind of get in the mindset to battle through that? Because so much of it is just so out of your control. How do you guys take these bad breaks and kind of bounce back and just keep your head down and keep going?
Yeah, I think, like you said, it's out of our control, so there's not much we can do about it. You can't think about it too much. Obviously, we'd love to have those guys back in the lineup, but you just kind of keep it out of your mind and just play the game.
Your center on your line has been doing so well with you and Luke Mellon. Kevin Ness not available for Friday's game after his game misconduct on Saturday. What are you guys going to do to kind of fill the void of Kevin on your unit this weekend?
Obviously, it's going to be really hard. Kevin's been playing really good for us lately. But I think we just got to stick to working hard. Whoever plays with us, obviously, it'll be me and Luke, hopefully, and someone else. And we just got to stick to what we've been doing and just playing hard.
So Brookings this weekend, I asked Jared, I'm going to ask you, not too far behind the Blizzard in the standings right now, how huge are these two games?
These might be the two biggest games of the year. Obviously, our division's really tight, so you win these games, you're right in playoffs, so these are huge. And
that's kind of the thing, is that last weekend was frustrating, and the results certainly not what you guys were hoping for, but the good news is that the division is still just super tight, and almost nobody besides Minot has any separation right now.
Yeah, no, it's weird. On any given night, someone can move in and out of playoffs. It's kind of crazy, but I think it'll be good going down the stretch. Every team will push each other.
So Brookings, the team that you guys are going to see the most here in the last 1/3 of the season, 20 games left, 7 are against the Blizzard. You think that's going to kind of enhance the rivalry a little bit, seeing these guys so many times with so much on the line?
Yeah, I think so, honestly. But it'll be good hockey. You just got to battle through that type of stuff, but it'll be really fun.
So you've been spending time on the power play over the last couple of weeks. You played on the left wing on the power play against Brookings 2 Saturdays ago. What's something that the power play needs to do this weekend to have success against the Blizzard down at Larson Ice Center?
I honestly think we just need to get pucks to the net, move it around, and just crash the net real hard, and I think things will figure itself out.
Defensively, what's something that the forwards are trying to accomplish against the Blizzard?
I think just catch them going back on the rush. A quick transition game I think is what we're going to look for against them this weekend.
Well, Mike, we thank you very much for your time. Good luck this weekend down in Brookings against the Blizzard.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, we're going to jump out for a commercial break. The Coaches Show continues after this, right here on the radio home of Bobcat Hockey, Super Talk 12.